Power to the people, I'm back for a reason. If you clicked on this video, I meet you with greetings. Another episode of Power My Back Podcast, the podcast about movie reviews and a guy that is biased, unbiased, and gives his objective perspective about movies that he watches. Turn on the camera and give his objective perspective. So yes, it's me, your host, Sebastian West. Follow me on Instagram @_Sebastian West, where you check out my artwork and all of its splendor. Now, if you don't like what I'm kicking, don't like what I'm spitting, just know when you tune to this, the cloth is different. By the time this drops, I will be patiently waiting for the Batman film. But until then, I'm going to talk about Blizzard of Souls. Foreign film, by the way. Now, it's a war history type of film, action war history. If you like films like 1917, Dunkirk, Hacksaw Ridge, Inglourious Bastards, just to name a few, then you'll probably enjoy Blizzard of Souls. It's a Latvian film. No, Latvia. It's based in Latvia. Hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I know it's a dialect of German, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, first time I ever watched this, film that's, based out of Latvia. Speaking Latvian. So yes, it follows a teenager who, opening scene, moms get smoked, boom. Dog gets smoked, boom. Germans, this is World War I. The Germans are invading this particular city and country. They're invading it. So yes, this is it. They're trying to recruit, so they're going through pillaging, doing what they do. This is educational for me, very educational. I like these sort of war films. Gives me a little history lesson for things that I don't know that's taking place overseas. Grew up in Germany, I was over there when the Berlin Wall was taken out, East and West Berlin divided. Yeah, I was over there. I used to speak German fluently, man. What the heck is going on? Anyway, went on a slight tangent, but back to the movie. So yes, follows a teenager. I think his name was Arthur. They pronounce it differently over there. I think it's pronounced Arthur over here. Yes. Follows him and his dad. They decide to enlist in the military to fight the Germans, if I'm not mistaken. Boom. He's on this sort of war path. He thinks he has this depiction of war that is glorious. He gets a rude awakening. There's one scene where they were practicing, very jovial on this dummy, sandbag, things of that nature. And all of a sudden a plane comes through. Real bullets started flying. And he realizes that war is heinous. War is brutal. War is real. Sad to say, it took that for him to realize that war is real. His first, first time to get shipped out and having battle, he's seeing limbs being shot off, blood splattered everywhere. And this scene when they were in a foxhole, and it was him and this other, I think, kid or something like that. It's like a standoff. They both didn't want to kill one another, but he decided to kill the kid. And that's when I guess he overcame death per se. Like, this is what he has to do to survive. It's all about survival. So that's what it is. His dad, he realized that his dad was a former war, he was a veteran, he was a sergeant. So his dad is, he's like a sniper, he's ready and willing to take action. He was blown away by his dad, how quickly he adapted to the war. Like, he was shocked at that. So he's getting more acclimated with how war is taking place, right? It was one particular scene where his dad was, they told him his dad was, he was a sniper. So he was basically trying to get a good aim at the enemy ahead. So he's crawling on the floor and his dad is dressed in brush, He sticks up on his dad and says like, yo, I want you to shoot this person. He couldn't shoot him. His dad felt let down because he wasn't the son that he wanted his son to be, more courageous per se. And that wasn't him at all. Not at this point, at least. He gets shot, how many times in this film? The teenager, Arthur. He gets shot, I think, 4 times in this film. And he gets shot in the neck, he gets shot in the shoulder, he gets shot in the leg, and I think the gun, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the first time, I think he gets shot in the shoulder. No, he gets shot in the neck first. He gets shot in the neck, meets a young lady there in the hospital. They fall in love at first sight. He tells her, hey, look, I'll be back for you. Just after I'm done with this war, I'll be back for you. Goes to war, goes back home, and realizes she was there with the dog. Another dog, I know. This dog didn't die this time. There with the dog. The Germans are still doing their thing and still invading. It's one particular scene, right, where his brother died. I forgot to mention his brother died. It has some graphic scenes in this film, and it was one particular scene where they froze to death. Like, you see the bodies and the faces, so it got so cold that they were waiting, just waiting, that they froze to death. It was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. He grew one other particular scene in which he was facing, they were invading like the foxhole. So it was a group of kids, bunch of teenagers. He noticed that they were younger than him. They were afraid. They were looking for someone to look up to. And finally, he got the gall enough to actually take command. This is where I think he was shot the second time. He was actually take command. He got shot in the shoulder. Actually take command. He got, the inspiration they saw within him. They were able to actually hold off these grown men. And they were, teenagers. He was courageous in that aspect. His dad died. His dad died from, they released gas. Yeah, in the firefight, they released some sort of gas, and his dad was protecting his horse over him, and that's how his dad died. Like, it was, son lost everything. Like, honestly, he lost everything. In the end, it was kind of a happily ever after because he was honorably discharged. They gave him a medal like they do, and he ended up with the young lady he met in the hospital. First Latvian film that I checked out ever in my whole entire life, and it was a treat. I give Blizzard of Souls a 7 out of 10. Nice war film, nice history lesson for me, and that's that. Now, big shots number the little shot that kept shooting. Slow run is better than no run. And if you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack. And if that ain't good enough, pardon my back. Tune in for the next episode of Pardon My Back podcast. In the meantime, hold it down. Salute.